Hello. It's been about 2 days, 14 hours, 39 minutes, and 41 seconds since international pop sensation Charli XCX dropped her fourth studio album titled How I'm Feeling Now. Now, I once was a die-hard Charli XCX fan, and that die-hard Charli XCX fan would have listened to that song on midnight of release, but I didn't. I wanted to film my reaction. But there's one thing that I suffer from, and that is being a lazy motherfucker. So let's get a little bit of background on Charli XCX. Oh, forgot, not to mention, I'm dressed like the typical Charli XCX fan. And I have, a lock necklace. I have the whole, cyber popper gay aesthetic. A little backstory on Miss XCX. Well, a lot of people know who Charli XCX is. She's this pop star who pushes the boundaries of pop music and constantly leveling up her own creativity, which each album release that she has done. Starting with True Romance in 2013, I believe that's when it came out. I wasn't around for that album. I wasn't standing yet. But yeah, I listened to it a couple times. A few songs that I like on there are What I Like, Cloud Aura, featuring Brooke Candy. Yeah, a lot of angels say this is Charli's best album, her debut, and everyone has their own opinion, but moving on. She's had a few, I don't know if it was after that, but she had a few mixtapes. One's called Earthquakes and Heartbreaks, Super Ultra EP. I don't even think I have those downloaded. Actually, before things, she has an album called 13, I think it's called, if I'm not mistaken. I have that downloaded, and there's like a song on there called Francesca that I like. So yes, following that, we entered into the Sucker era. Now this was right off of the success of Charli's only hit, actually, Boom Clap and Fancy featuring Iggy Azalea. In this era, Charli took on sort of like a punk rock aesthetic, and she made punk music with, thumping beats and guitars. To be honest, this was one of my favorite eras of Charli XCX because this album came out right after I started standing, like when the Break the Rules video came out, because Break the Rules was the first solo music video I saw of Charli XCX, and I just saw her and I'm like, this girl is hot. She has this whole badass punk rock aesthetic, and I'm like, ooh, I like this. Following that, I don't know if she did official Sucker tour. I think she came to Toronto. She did come to Toronto because I know someone who went to the show. She opened for someone. I think, was it Sky Ferreira? She opened for someone. I don't remember who it was. A lot of angels don't like the Sucker era. I don't know why. I think Charli expressed her disliking for it herself. Personally, for me, it's one of my favorite Charli albums. Like, I feel like there's not one bad song on that album, from Boom Clap to Break the Rules to Gold Coins to London Queen to Breaking It Up to, what's the song with Rita Ora? Doing It. Oh, Doing It. Anyway, Sucker, literally one of my favorite albums because I really hold that album dear to my heart, because like that was really the start of me being a Charli XCX fan, a diehard one at that, an angel. So after the Sucker album, Charli XCX, toured, did a little promo. She performed at multiple award shows. This was Charli XCX was getting propelled to be pop's next big thing. And then all of a sudden, I think it was South by Southwest, some kind of music. I think it was South by Southwest. She collabed with this producer, this icon named Sophie. She released this EP titled Vroom Vroom. And it was like nothing nobody has heard before. And this EP, not for me personally, but for like the GP, the general population, for everyone else, this literally fucked up Charli XCX's rising success, her climb to the top of pop stardom, because this EP was just something no one has ever heard before. Sophie's music, Sophie's not in PC music, but she was just someone who collabed with the label, I think, and just produced for the artist under that label, if I'm not mistaken. It was this new sound Charli took on, because Charli went from that, I don't know what the f you would call True Romance, to be honest, but she went from that to more of a pop punk sound to all of a sudden she's making this experimental electronic music with these thumping beats and high-pitched squeaks and noise and samples. Like, what the f am I listening to right now? Personally, for me, with the costumes, the sound, the clarity, the cleanliness, the crispiness of this era, the Vroom Vroom era is my favorite Charli XCX era of them all. It was literally perfection. I got that Vroom Vroom EP as soon as she put it up for sale in her store with the signed vinyl with the signature, period. I fucking got that right away. After this Vroom Vroom EP, Charli XCX started working on, or she was probably in the midst of, a new album, her third studio album. And this album unfortunately got scrapped due to fucking hackers. Hackers hacked her Google Drive and the whole album was leaked, songs were leaked. The artwork ended up leaking years later after the song leaked. When did the artwork leak? like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. But like the whole album leaked, all the songs, it was just like Charlie's worst nightmare. And unfortunately, the album had to be scrapped. That would have been Charli XCX's best album. No word of a lie. No word of a lie. XCX World. I don't think it was the official title. She confirmed it herself. That wasn't the official title. That was just the title that the Angels called it. But yeah, that would have been my favorite Charli XCX album. I feel like she was really trying to get into that PC music sound and that little bubblegum electronic. I feel like she mastered it. And then her style too. She had like this cute, posh rap kind of style. Like, for example, on the song TKO, or it's like, Friday night at the club, swish, swish, gold locks, ponytails, done got acting like a virgin, but she never sucks dick. Just so many songs on XCX World were just so fucking perfect. Ugh. Anyways. Now, following XCX World, so that was like late 2016, 2017 is when she's like, you know what, fuck it. My album got scrapped and my label's being a bitch right now. So, you know what, I'm going to put out mixtapes. So in February, I believe she put out Number One Angel, which was a mixtape that was highly collaborative. She had Cupcake, Sophie, Abra, Meh. I know I'm missing others, but Number One Angel was literally such a cute mixtape. I lived for this era too. And then rolled that out, didn't go on a tour or anything. She released the second mixtape in December, and that mixtape was another highly collaborative mixtape called Pop 2. Pop 2 introduced me to artists Kim Petras, Dorian Electra, Caroline Polachek. Who else was on this record? Don't even get me started on the iconic song I Got It featuring Cupcake, Brooke Candy, and Pablo Vittar. That's one of Charli's classics. That was a classic. This mixtape really cemented Charli as this futuristic experimental pop star. It got a really good, it got her 84, I want to say, somewhere in the 80s on Metacritic. Charli is now, she is transformed into this futuristic pop star that is just going to keep pushing the boundaries and keep raising the bar for pop music and just doing what no one has ever tried or did before. Moving on from Pop 2, we are now in 2018. She does like a little mini tour. She did Pop 2 New York, Pop 2 London, Pop 2 Paris, Pop 2 LA. So the following year in 2018, she didn't release any projects at all. What she did was release singles. So she released No Angel, 5 in the Morning, Girls Night Out, and is there one more? I feel like there's not one more. And 1999. We're now in 2019, and the months 2019 was just a blur for me, to be honest. Okay, I think the lead single of her album that she announced that was coming out this year was Blame It On Your Love featuring Lizzo. Now, when I heard this for the first time, I was just like, what is this? Because Blame It On Your Love was the original song, and track 10 on Pop 2 was like the remixed version. So Blame It On Your Love come first, but I don't think Lizzo was on it. She just grabbed Lizzo because Lizzo was literally on the rise of becoming, you know, a big ass pop star herself. So they collabed, and that song came out. I wasn't really a fan of it. A lot of Angels weren't a fan of it, but you know what? We just dealt with it. She, you know, released Gone with Christine and the Queens, which is my personal favorite song from this era. My point is, she announced that she's finally releasing her third studio album titled Charli, scheduled to come out September 2019. Okay, here's the thing that I'm gonna admit. On camera, Charli was not my favorite album by Charli XCX, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's just this new sound that she's experimenting with, the heavy use of autotune. And don't get it twisted, I like autotune. I'm Kesha's son. It's the, you know, whistling, the runs, the autotune runs mixed with, you know, not the rap she was doing, definitely not the rap she was doing on XCX World and Vroom Vroom. It was like mumble rap, but like not cute mumble rap like 5 in the Morning, mixed with, you know, clunky ass, glitchy, distorted, all kinds of beats like that. And even though I didn't like it, and this wasn't my taste, this like cemented Charli as like this pop star that's just like saying fuck you to the pop industry, fuck you to patterns and trends and everything. I'm gonna go my own direction, I'm gonna own it, I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna make you guys all eat it the fuck up. And that's exactly what she did. The critics, fans alike, they literally ate Charli up, and they're like, this is Charli's best album. She's really pushing herself. She's doing shit no one has heard before. She's just really growing and experimenting as an artist and really coming into her own. And I'm so proud of her for that. I'm happy that as an artist that she's like really evolving and maturing and really finding out what she loves and what works for her. I'm also wearing a shirt from her tour. I went to the tour, the Charli tour, because, you know, I had to see Miss Charli XCX in person. I saw her in 2017, and I met her. I went to the video and photos. I went to open Halsey, that was cute. So I went to the tour, the songs that I love that are close to my heart. She performed Unlock It, she performed Vroom Vroom, I Got It, because the fans literally demanded her to play that, because she was literally only playing songs on the Charlie album, but like we wanted all the old songs too, and she's like, ugh. So she went and adjusted the set list and gave the fans what they wanted. So thank you, Charlie, for that. Thank you, Charlie. So yeah, that was the Charlie era. Now fast forward to, I guess, quarantine time. Miss Charli XCX announces that she wants to make an album, and this album is going to be highly collaborative. She just wants everyone to know what the hell was going on all the time. She was showing the track list, the artwork, herself making it. Everything was just exposed and just for everyone to see and experience. She wanted this to be like, you know, everyone's making this album with me. You know, we're all making this album. This is our album. Everyone's saying it's like her best album. Every album she releases, her fans say this is her best. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and I saw that it had an 84 on Metacritic. I don't know if it's still like that, because it only had like a little bit of reviews. You know, when an album first drops and has a really high number on Metacritic, it's because there's like 5 reviews. We're gonna get into this. You know what I'm about to do. I'll snap my fingers, and I'll be sitting right back in this chair. I'm back, so it's time to get into it. Track number 1 is Pink Diamond.
I just wanna go real hard, I just wanna go real hard. Pink diamond in the dark, I just wanna go real hard. I just wanna go real hard, I just wanna go real hard. Pink diamond in the dark, I just wanna go real hard. I just wanna go real hard for days. I just wanna feel in different ways. Every single night kinda feels the same. I'm a pink diamond, I need space. I just wanna go real hard, I just wanna go real hard. Pink diamond in the dark, I just wanna go real hard. I just wanna go real hard.
That was a fucking crazy song. Because every time I introduced a new fucking beat, I was like, okay, we're going to commit to this one. Like, da, 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 and then it switches up, and it switches up, and it switches up. And I feel like that's, like, one of the things Charli XCX is becoming the face of. It's just fucking completely going in an opposite direction of what you thought it was. I just want to go real hard. I just want to go real hard. Pink diamond, da, da. I thought I was going to, you know, vogue to the song. And it just kept fucking switching up. I'm like, stay with one fucking beat for 15 seconds. Yeah, I really like that song. That was cute. I feel like track number 2 is Forever Now. Like I said, this was the first single that was released from this EP. So, I mean, album. Why did I just say EP? Anyways.
Now that goes here in my head. I always love you, I love you forever. Even when we're not together, I just
imagine I had one of those. That turned to a heart. That song was when I first listened to Forever, I was like, oh, okay, so we're still sticking to that same switch that people are like, you know what, I kind of like it now. It's actually kind of cute. Now that I think of it, it's cute. Track number 3 is Claws, and we already heard this, and you know what? I started gradually getting used to this, you know, prior to this day, so I just know now I'm just gonna, you know, bop the fuck out to it, okay?
like your mind, like your smile, like your eyes, I could die. Airplane, you as a fly, singing songs like Jackie. Like I like everything about you. Don't you hold me back, 'cause I know juicy just like Clementine. Sorry if I make you cry. Party time, hop inside this everything about you.
We are giving Claws a Charli XCX 5. That is a 5 miss thing. You know, Charli XCX really has that fucking thing she does where she just knows how to make a fucking catchy hit. Like, go all the way to fucking Boom Clap or Fancy. I'm so fancy. Now all the way to I like everything about you. She is just the queen of making that fucking catchy pop hook that would just make you memorize it and have that implanted in your head all day, all night by fucking Jack Strums and Madison Beer. Be stuck in your head. It's earworms. She knows how to make the earworms. My apologies. I ran out of storage there. Happens. Moving on. Track number 4 is 7 Years.
So hard, things that we've been through with you, and now we're honest and it feels so good. I know that look inside my eyes means always, even if we fall apart, split the ways. You and I always really complicated work, go deep, baby.
giving that a 4 for Charlie. Also, it reminded me of Porsche. That was I like that. I'm giving that a 4. Track number 5 is Detonate. Now I saw some people talking about this. The title sounds like it's gonna be fucking insane. Let's hope it is. Period. Okay, 7 years. I know for a fact, I'm just gonna be flat out honest, that's not a song that I'm gonna be constantly going back to. It's not gonna grab on to me like the others will. But that's okay. You're not good, baby, and it's okay. It's okay to not be good. Next song is track number 6, and that is Enemy. It's gonna be Good in Bed teased by Dua Lipa.
Keep your friends close, put you closer. I'm so far away, sometimes I'm distant. Yeah. Maybe I'm an enemy, no offended that you're probably too close to me. Maybe I'm an enemy, maybe I'm an enemy. Maybe I'm an enemy, maybe I'm an enemy. I'm scared of nothing, underneath, I'm nervous. Yeah. Can you reach me? Maybe I'm an enemy.
That's getting a 4. I love that part. And the baby, I'm an enemy. Like, it's so punk rock. And then you have the trap beat in the background. So it mixes, you know, the punk and, you know, trap elements. It just goes like that. And then boom, boom, boom. Oh, track number 7 is I Finally Understand That. This came out most recently, I think. Oh, limousine, come on, let's do it. Come on, let's cause a scene. Come on, let's do it. If you know that song, comment below. Period. That part 8. The baby do 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 do. Yes, Charlotte. Yes, Charlotte. This is giving me, you know, advanced Socrates, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, Charlie. I am here. Now, the next song is called C 2.0. This song has some controversy attached to it, as it was recently getting dragged on Twitter and started the big fights between, you know, the Aria Nader and Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez and Swiftie fans with the Angels, and one of them said white gays really listen to this shit or something. What's new? What's new? The white gays are always dragged, and you know what? A lot of them deserve to be. And she was like, click, 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 click. And apparently that didn't sit well with people, but we're gonna see if it sits well with me. Let's go. Oh my god, this is a continue of click. Yeah. Bitches don't they call catch me. That's 14. This part.
And high in the window, phone calls every night, had a new glow. I miss the night, my sunlight.
C 2.0, that was a continuation of Click with Kim Petras and, you know, Slater. That's a crazy song. That's a great song, and I would love to hear it mixed with Vroom Vroom, because the boom, 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 bitches know they can't catch me, vroom vroom, like that would eat together. Someone needs to mash out a bass hat. Next song is track number 9, Party For You. Now, literally, this is the song of the album, allegedly, because this is the one everyone's talking about. And I swear she had a song called Party For You, like we knew that before this album was announced. Or am I just so far removed because all of her songs have, you know, party in it somehow? Anyways, here's the song. It sounds like a Disney song, like the opening sequence of a Disney movie. Picture Ice like going through like or something. And then Elsa comes in like with that at the end. That sounds like Bees in the Trap. Party for You. That's another 4 for Charlie. It's another, you know, booty shaking ass. Literally, none of these songs yet have released under a 4. And I've given out 2 5s, I believe. So, you know, this is a good album. This is a good album. Next song is track number 10, and that is called Anthems.
I'm so bored. Wake up late, so serial. Drama best to be fire. Sometimes I feel okay, some days I'm so fried.
We're giving that song another 4. Beautiful song. Beautiful song, Charlotte. Beautiful. So beautiful. The next song is track number 11, and that is Visions by Grimes. Want to be free, Celia Banks and Rapunzel, hey. Hey, I'm the little bitch, no, I'm the breaking up. Can I get your right? Yeah, can I be what you like? Yeah, I can be the right. Scary ass alarm, like, and I will cut. Okay, to conclude, how I'm feeling now, I feel like I like that better than Charlie. I like it better than Charlie. I like how I'm feeling now way better than Charlie. In total, I gave almost everything on here literally a 4. Like, I got 2 5s, and like, it's a really good album. Charlie, you fucking snap. You're leveling the pop game. You're pushing everyone up. You're making everyone be like, you know what, okay, let me just do this. I don't give a if I can't get ahead. Let me just make the most weirdest fucking shit ever and just see where it goes. Just throw it out there and just eat it. Alright, that's the end of the video. My Instagram and Twitter, you can keep up and follow me on there. Gunshot, Twitter @Gunshot if you want to see my opinions and fucked up things I have to say. Follow me there. And yeah, please subscribe to this channel, like this video if you stan Charlie, if you stan everyone else Charlie's affiliate, just like that. Thank you for watching. Charli XCX, The Angels. Out.